Yeah, Grace doesn't. So ready or not, here it comes. Oh my God, that just hurts to see. But she powers through the pain and gets herself out of there. Good for her. After a wedding dress dressing and cursing of the kid who shot her, Grace is good to go and makes her way out to the front gate of the estate. It takes some elbow grease and a gritty resolve, but eventually Grace escapes to lay the lost ground. Just sucks for her that the local drivers aren't eager to be helpful. When Steven's out the front, Grace heads into the woods. In the house, Tony gets more concerned
Ang
over the
tsaka, ba't ganito?
night. She believes that if she does, the rest of the family will all die, even though Daniel is not convinced.
Ganito ba talaga? Ganito ba talaga pag mobile? Hindi siya nakaano,
After dumping their bodies into the goat pit, they
hindi
find
pwede ganyan.
where Grace's fist left it. Emily says she's proud of it. But it's so great. Daniel is
Sanay naman ako sa ganito, kaso...
Stevens finds Grace on the other end of the village. But after a
Ang tsaka! Ganito ba talaga, mga kadikit, pag mobile? Hindi pwedeng nakapahalang. Aray, at sakit tuloy sa kamay. Hello, mag-comment naman dyan kung sinong nakakaalam. Ang sakit sa kamay. Ayan. Hindi ba pwede pa ganito? Ha? Hello? Hi. Ah, ang sakit sa kamay. Hi.
With Dawn only an hour away. So if Alex wants to help her out, he better work faster with those cuffs. He hides his prison break when his mother Becky comes in to tell him that
Hello there.
they have to protect the family. Alex says, fuck the family. They're weird. Well, Becky says she doesn't believe
May nag-like pa. Hello, sinong nandito? Sino nanonood sa akin ngayon?
I think that was actually an ad-lib by actor Kristen Blue, who I know from Orphan Black, which had a ridiculously good first season. The final ritual preparation is placing the Val's box in front of the Val's empty chair. Grace said it
Hello.
was find herself tied down to a pentagram.
Paano ba ako mag-chat-chat? Ayun. Oh, hi. Hello, sino ba to? Kokoyam TV. Hi, hello. Thank you for watching. Asan na? Nawala. Paano ako sasagot, Kokoyam? I don't know, naka-mobile ako. This is my first time. Paano ba ako Wala din ako alam, di pa ako nakakapag-LS kanina. Nag-try din ako. Di ko rin alam. No, ano to mobile cellphone gamit ko. First time. Kasi nakaano siya, para pa ganyan. Dapat, ayan, ganyan siya. Ayaw niyang pa ganito. So, gamit ko yung selfie stick. Ang hirap. Dapat pa ganyan, oh. Ayan. Pag ginanyan ko, sabi niya, rotate device. Speak lang. Wala din ako. Speak lang. Okay. Tapos ganyan talaga yung ano niya, yung ratio. Pag ganyan, hindi pwede pag ganyan. Tama ba? Ang sakit sa kamay, oh. Asa na yung chat mo? Ang gara pala, ano? Oo nga, yung position na yan, pwede na. Oo, pwede na kasi whole body, di ba? Kaso, mahirap sa kamay. Mahirap sa cell. Siguro better my tripod. Yeah, I have naman. Ito rin siya. Kaso, syempre pag gusto kong mag-mobile nga, ganyan-ganyan, di ba? Di ba? Di ba, lalo na pag nag-travel ako. Meron naman. Na-experiment ko nga. Ikaw naman. May tripod naman ako. Ina-experiment ko lang. Ito pwede nga dito di ba? Yan, lagay ko lang siya dito, Di ba? Ina-experiment ko nga. Okay. Ano ka ba? Boy ka ba or girl? Hindi ko kasi makita yung picture mo Sorry. Okay. Maganda ba? Okay naman. Pero actually, gusto ko talaga ganito kasi kita yung full body, di ba? Kaya lang. Ina-experiment ko lang naman. Ayan.
Is it a sudden ending? Is it unsatisfying? Hell no! After all that doubt, the curse will show
Babae. Girl. Sorry. Game. Okay na. So, i-tripod na natin siya. Ay, hindi. Kasi pag tinripod niya, hindi pwedeng ganito. Kailangan nakapaganon siya. Kailangan pa ganyan. Oo. So, dito na lang natin lagay sa ating ring light. Okay? Yan. I-ring light na lang natin siya. Ayan. Ayan. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you po. Ayan. Okay na. Kung gorgeous ako, bakit wala akong viewers? Di ba? Bakit walang viewers?
I'm glad the producers agreed to do it, even though it meant a lot.
Hi, hello.
Hard-fought success that feels nothing ruined with the film's tone, as does the fact that the movie ends with a joke.
Mga busy lahat, mga naka-LS. Ganon? Ganon?
How many white laws couldn't take it with them when they went? Let's find out.
Ano ka na ba? Kumusta naman yung channel mo? Asis?
Am I hiding or sinking? Am I hiding or sinking?
Monetize ka na ba, sis?
15 people died in and with 8 guys and 7 ladies, the victims were nearly evenly split.
Napadaan. Ay, thank you naman na napadaan ka pa. Kung di ka pa napadaan, di lalong zero. Zero na ako. Kailangan ko sa mga yan, mga naka-schedule ang LS no? Tapos sabi mo, may pa-premium para andyan talaga sila. Amo na, ano lang naman ito yung testing. Ganun ba? Wow. Mga nagpapahaba ng oras. Ganun ba? Kumukumpleto ng oras. Maliit pa ba? Kaya mo yan. Tiyaga lang. Like us. Tiyaga. Diba? Ayan, yun naman ang gusto ko talaga. Maaliw kayo sa akin. Ayan. So, bes, naaliw ka, i-share mo na ang bahay ko. Diba? I-share mo na para maaliw din naman yung mga friends mo, saka mga family members. Ayan, kasi marami akong papremyo. Last week lang nag-LS ako, papremyo ako ng mga load, saka 1,000 pesos. Alam mo ba yon? O bagong friends lang tayo? Bakit wala ka last week? Ayan. Load lang. Kakainis dito sa China. Hirap makakonect. Sa China ka pala. Hi, hello China. Ching chang chu, Chinese. Di ba? China. Di ba? China ka pala sis. Oo. Yeah, of course. Bakit mahirap makakonect dyan sa China? Kwentuhan nga tayo. Ayan, para nalalaman ko din. At kamusta naman dyan? You know naman what I mean, di ba? Okay na ba dyan? Pagka pala gusto ko full body, pwede na itong ano, no? Mobile live streaming. Pag gusto ko full body. Ayan. So next pa premyo ko nga, mag-whole body ako. Parang maganda tong costume ko. Parang gusto ko isuot sa ano? Sa prepared live streaming. Barin ko na nga. Kasi wala naman nanonood, hindi naman nila nakita, di ba? Suot ko na lang uli. Pagka ayan, nawawala na naman. Huwag naman. Sige, sandali. Dito natin ilagay. Ayan.
Next morning, Crispin comes downstairs to find Aaron chatting with oldest brother Drake and pointing out Drake is suffering from an acute case of douchey older brother syndrome, wrestling with Crispin and calling him fat. Crispin gets further annoyed talking to his dad about a fellowship because he hasn't and admitting that he and Aaron are suffering from some real money.
Bago lang tayo, ilang araw pa lang yata tayo dikit sa ko. Ganun ba? Kaya pala eh. Abangan mo ha, magpapaano ako, magpapapremyo ako. Kaya ako, hindi tomorrow, Saturday, pero abangan mo yung post ko, yung story ko, or baka video. O kaya scheduled live streaming na lang, mag-schedule ako. Ayan, iset mo yung reminder mo ha, pagka nag-post ako ng scheduled live streaming. Kasi may mga sarili silang mga site. Ay, gano'n? Ay, gano'n ba? Okay, thank you so much. Pag walang viewers, hindi delete ko to ha, sister. Tapos, kasi para maisuot ko ulit ito. Parang type ko siya, maganda siya sa video. Di ba? Di ba? Oo. Ayan, suot ko siya. Ulit. Ayan. Di ba? Di ba, sexy? Ang ganda ko. Sana may viewers, nakakainis. I'm so lonely tuloy. Buti na lang andyan si sister from China. Yeah. Taray. Miss China! Diba? Kamusta naman dyan? Lockdown pa ba dyan? Dyan ba level 33 na pala dyan? Okay, thank you. Sleep tight. Good night. From UK to China, good night. Oh my. Okay, sino naman ang next? Arming herself with a knife, making sure all the doors and windows are locked, trying to text 911. Crispin's a little amazed by it. He'd be even more impressed if he saw what happened in the kitchen when an attacker goes through the window and grabs Aaron. She uses her knife to stab the tiger man in his arm and pin it to the wall. And as she's looking for something to finish the job with, he manages to get away. Aaron's on one end of this cute cool spectrum, Aubrey's on the opposite. So distraught that Paul has to take her upstairs and put her to bed. Yeah, good luck having sweet dreams after seeing your daughter's throat open like a ziploc. Kasi susuot ko siya sa scheduled live streaming ko. Wala sasabihin nila, naku, sinuot na, tapos suot pa uli. Diba? Wala kasi kung ma-share-sharean. O diba? Ganun ba? Parang may bago akong balita na ano, diba, na kasi nga, nag-ano na dyan, di ba, nag-relax na. Kaya, parang nagkaroon uli ng ano. Oh, talaga? Baka sa place nyo, kasi di ba laki ng China? What about dun sa ibang place? All over China ba? Okay na? Relax na? Okay, good na.
And at this point, the bodies are coming at a pretty steady rate. Landmass takes a breather next to his tail dead Eric in one of my favorite shots of the movie, since it looks like it could be the start to a really fucked up beer commercial. Back at the house, they drag Drake back inside, and Kristen agrees to make a run for it to a place he can safely call the cops from. He and Aaron share a goodbye kiss, and then he hacks away the Rottweiler and runs off. Aaron takes charge once more, directing Felix and Z to help remove Drake's body behind some curtains, and shooting down Felix's idea to hide in the basement.
Just pull gas down the stairs and turn the match.
She also boils some water for later use and grabs a handful of culinary weapons for her. The crash through the window causes her to drop them all, though, so she's unarmed with a tiger mask invades the house with an axe in hand. He swings it down at her, but she dodges it and fights back with a push to the prop, and immediately grabs a meat tenderizer and hits him with it in the back of his knee. Then, guys, Aaron just goes fucking ham on this asshole, beating him in the back of the head until he's down, and then doing what we always want our horror movie characters to do, and making sure he's dead for real by tenderizing his skull into a little meat patty. Extra rare. It's absolutely brutal. It's kind of a turning point in this movie, as the viewer and the other characters realize just how formidable Aaron's going to be. She rips off the tiger mask to reveal the face of the
Hi! Hello sa 3,000 viewers ko.
realize that whoever killed Oliver is still in the house. He heads upstairs armed with a knife to extract some justice. When Felix comes upstairs to check on him, Wolf Mask comes from behind and slips Paul with a machete. Paul stumbles around, gagging on his wound and reaching out to a disgusted looking Felix for help before finally falling to the ground and screaming out to them. Staring up at Felix.
Hi sa 2,000 viewers. How are you?
Wolf Mask when he walks up next to them and stands there. Turns out Felix and Z are working with the killer. A fun twist to the movie that makes a rewatch really interesting. You start to read into all the looks they give each other. Meanwhile, Landmass is covering Tiger Mask's body. He starts huffing and puffing and blowing the table over, which is definitely...
Hindi pala ako pwede mag-grow ng channel dito, no?
Aaron hears his distracting Landmass blown up for Aaron to make a move, running out and stabbing him in the back with a screwdriver. He's able to get away, running out the front door to safety, and Aaron
Pwede pala.
Felix and Z join them and say that Paul's just upstairs taking a nappy. Four of them go to the basement to get more tools with weapons. As Aaron shows Z how to make some home alone traps to ward off the invaders, Z asks her what we're all wondering.
Hello sa aking 1 million viewers.
Cool, yeah, good enough for me. In the basement, Felix
Who are
takes
you?
by stabbing Drake in the stomach with a screwdriver. Felix takes the Canadian approach to her.
Sister dear, ikaw ba yan? Is that you?
Not only is Felix a slimy little kinslayer, he's also a big whiner while he does it. With over half a dozen tools in his torso, Drake does his little girl a solid and grants him his request, slaps him to the ground for kill number 9. Fun fact, Drake was played by Joe Swanson, another director who's worked with all these guys a lot, including the second in VHS. It looks like Z wants to get in on the murder action too, raising one of those boards up to hit Aaron.
Usap tayo, sino ka ba?
Aaron then goes upstairs to check on Paul and finds him dead with an axe in his chest. Wolf Mask tries to sneak up on her with a machete. Nice try, dog, but it ain't gonna work. She chucks her tenderizer at him, and when she misses, gets straight the fuck out of there by jumping through the second-story window. This chick is unstoppable, yo. Even with a giant black shard in her leg, manages to get up and run to safety in the woods. She hides behind a tree and pulls the shard out in a kind of beautiful shot. She notices Landmass before he can get a crossbow shot off, so she manages to dodge the bolt and run off as he reloads. She gets back inside and hides behind the curtains to put a tourniquet around her leg. Landmass pursues her and is smart enough to peek inside the door entrance. Seeing one of the boards there and puts down in the crack. He doesn't see the second board she's placed close to the window, so he steps right on him. Howling his foot with a nail and howling his hand. Yeah, very unlike a last game. We've got plenty more people who do this job and stay in character. Investors upstairs, where his luck is. She looks at Wolf Mask down to his back. Seems like he might be having some virus from some comfort there. He tries to get freaky. What would you just say something? She gets mad because Felix's Tinder profile definitely said he was into fucking next to his dead mom. This goes to show you can never trust guys on a dating app. See, Felix goes downstairs and yells at the remaining attackers about how they're doing a shit job. He had to stab his own brother. Aaron overhears, so at least now she knows what's going on. Landmass slaps back at Felix, and the powder mask with his role. Felix chooses the perfect word to sympathize with her. Cheerily fucking good. In the middle of gasping for breath, Felix
Nagugutom ako. I'm hungry.
the landmass and 200 cases. Points out the only way to pay that is if you survive. Just then, Aaron's phone goes off because of an emergency message from 911. Wolf Mask says he'll take care of it. When he opens the curtains, she jabs him in the throat and runs away, causing all the other assholes to give chase. But she tricks them after running out the front door, immediately going back inside the house through an open window. So when Felix and Wolfie run off after her through the forest, they don't know they're on a wild goose chase. Landmass flags behind the others, though, and notices the open window. As he peeks inside to see what's going on, Aaron stabs him in the head with a knife. He falls to the ground dead. No double tap from Aaron required. And honestly, I feel like Aaron's over the hump here. I think Landmass was the scariest of all the assailants. Actually, I don't think she has anything to worry about, judging by that badass shot of her standing in the window. She sets up a trap in the doorway that'll cause the axe to swing into whoever opens the front door. Kind of a bummer then when Wolf Mask enters through the trap-free window. Aaron sees him and runs off, escaping into the basement, where she takes a log and knocks out all the lights out. When Wolf follows, she distracts him by setting up a camera to repeatedly flash, blinding him as he approaches. He jumps out and beats him to death with the log, which he mostly hears. You can only see during the burst of light from the camera. A fun and artful way to capture another kill. When Aaron goes back upstairs, Felix, now armed with a crossbow, takes his shot, but misses. He and Z are looking to finish this whole thing off, so she takes the crossbow with a malevolent glee, while he goes to his trunk to turn off the cell phone jammer and grab a knife. Yeah, he's happy. Z tries to be sneaky, but Aaron ambushes her and gets her in a headlock, or some other technical term that I'm sure people will yell at her. When Felix rushes in to save Z, Aaron loses
Gutom ako.
Aaron uses the pot to beat down Z and takes the door to Felix's head. While she strangles Z with her bare hands, Felix is able to get back out and stab her in the back. Aaron turns around and busts a blender pitcher over his face and slams the blender blade into the top of his head and plugs that bad boy in for a super unique and memorable kill. Straight up puree Felix's skull and brain meat. He wants a Felix shake before Z can properly recover from her partial asphyxiation. Aaron takes the knife out of her back and, with extra points for flourish, slams it into the top of Z's skull, killing her and finally ridding herself of the skinny metal grasp. Hey, at least the knife handle is black. With Aaron's safety finally guaranteed, Aaron sees Felix's phone ring and answers it without saying a word. On the other end is Kristen, who asks if the job is over yet and apologizes for leaving earlier, saying he's not good with blood and couldn't handle it when shit started to get real. So yeah, turns out Kristen was in on it too. Another phone. He thinks the silence is just Felix being pissed, so he comes back inside through the window to see what's going on. Aaron confronts him outright, and when he asks where Felix is, she tells him.
Promise.
He seems cool with that because now he'll get all the insurance. He assures Aaron that they never meant to kill him. Really good at killing people. He promises her a well.
Dapat ganito siya. Dapat.
She's not sold. Stabs him in the neck with a
Kaso.
looks up at her with a blinding little frowny face. Stabs him once more, right in the eye, for another gnarly kill.
Hindi pala pwede.
Immediately after Kristen's down, Aaron gets shot. Turns out the cop finally got her message and showed up at the house. But she's still alive. She tries to get the cop how to come inside, but it's too late. She trips the trap and an axe swings down for the last kill of the movie. The internet is telling me the cop's name is Officer Hano, and since the internet never lies, I'll just go with it. His death is off screen. The movie immediately cuts to a blood-splattered title screen before rolling credits to a cover of Looking for the Man. Now, obviously, I'm a huge fan of this movie, and hopefully it has
Taray, dito mataray. Di ba, no?
There were plenty of
Sa ilalim. Sa ilalim pala yung butas. Wala sa ibabaw. Kaya ganun mo pa o para makita nila. Diba? Dapat lagi ako nakaganyan. Hi! Hello mga kadikit! Ayan, dapat ganyan. Sino nanonood sa atin ngayon? Hi! Testing lang po to.
2011 and received mostly positive critical acclaim. No sequel to this one, so next week we're on to the fifth. A lot of you have requested. Get ready for that. Until then, I'm James H. Pease. It's been the Go Count. Hey everybody, thanks a lot for watching my Go Count on Door Next. I want to thank some of my patrons like Nikki Show, Mario Joy, Paul Blackell. That's like what I got going on over here. We got a black hair, meat tenderizer, and tenderize the skull. Next thing is the best. If you haven't seen that, I really think you should watch it before watching the show. In any case, though, thank you so much for watching. This has been a very exciting 6 months.
Ano ba? Okay. okay na. Ayan, at least now I know kung paano mag-mobile live streaming, di ba?
Better watch out. It's premiered in 2016. I'm pretty
Yeah.
love this movie, and it's one that I have to recommend you watch before the kill count. If you go into it knowing absolutely nothing, like I did, you'll have a great time. It's available on Shudder, which is also where I watched it the first time. I actually put it on in the bathroom, and it quickly 17-year-old named Ashley as she babysits a long-time charge. More and more adult interest, and he's hoping to woo her.
May I know who's watching me right now?
Watching over before she moves out of state, and that's when things get spooky. Better watch out with an Australian American stuff. Originally made under the title.
Sinong nanonood sa atin ngayon?
It was directed by Chris Peck, who wanted to capture what it's like to be an adolescent in the modern world, where all the information you could ever wish to know is right at your fingertips. His lead cast of young Australian actors is what makes this movie something special.
Online kaya ako mamaya.
It's awesome, which is no
Papunta dun sa
natural performance in the business. And her
sa store.
Ed Oscar
Shopping ako ng food.
is well-honed hit dork chick and Garrett, the Eddie Haskell's best friend. The final star, Levi Miller, is infuriatingly effective as Luke, and I'm glad he got to be in a good movie like this after having played Pam in that 2015 box office bomb. All of these actions work with Peckham to develop their roles, resulting in three unbelievable characters and a hell of an entertaining film. Let's get to the kills and see how many bodies are left under the tree by Anthony. Nope, still gross. The movie begins on a festive Christmas street with a festive Christmas title card. 17-year-old Ashley is moving out of state in a couple of days, but is still willing to do a last-minute babysitting at the Lerner residence. 12-year-old Luke Lerner researches the best way to stimulate sexual hormones for the trigger in the movie. And yeah, that boy's voice be cracking like a glass window in a hailstorm the whole damn movie. It's honestly perfect for his character. Luke's best friend Garrett is over, combing news, and when the two of them aren't debating the realism of Home Alone, God, are we serious? That's the weekend debate. They're talking about Luke's tiny hot babysitter. Luke thinks he has a chance, but Garrett is more realistic, even if his math is off. She's like twice already. I really don't know. Garrett would rather just toke up and shit, but Luke won't listen. He's making his move tonight. Also, 12-year-old
Ganyan pala dapat.
between being a child and being an adult is a central one for me. He thinks he's all grown up, but his door frame still has height markers on it. Greeted by Luke's parents, Deandra and Robin, they're played by Virginia Madsen and Patrick Warburton in his last-minute additions to the cast. It's a treat to have these minor characters played by freaking Ellen Lyle and Brock Samson. It adds a nice bit of spice to this, even if I don't particularly care for their characters. Don't actually do that.
Nakakaliw ako.
No, not that. One where they place a pencil on this unusually high door handle to let them know if Luke sleepwalked that night. Sleepwalk? The squeaky somnambulist says good night to Garrett and then his parents with a relieved closing of the door. So what year is it? Okay. Why don't you take a seat for a moment and take that cracked voice back together, little buddy? Ashley's got to talk on the phone to her age-appropriate boyfriend, Ricky, who's sad that she's moving away so soon. Luke hears Ashley call him a kiddo, and out of a sense of rejection, he cracks open
na nga ako. Gagawa lang akong video.
Drinking it in front of him. But unlike tomorrow evening's thieves, this babysitter ain't about all that bullshit.